In this video, I'm going to create a travel collage using my friend Brett's travel photos from when he went to Thailand. And I'm also going to be using the PhotoDirector Mobile App to add an effect. Here's a quick time-lapse preview of the process here, and then I'll break down the steps one by one. So I'm starting in the edit panel and I'm just setting up the dimensions for my canvas. Then I'll open my Finder window and drop the photos that I want to use. Then I'll highlight each layer and I'll right click and I'll choose to group the layers. And I'm just going to resize those layers while they're still all selected. Then I'll open my Finder and drop the next set of images, which are the text images. And I'll repeat the process of grouping those layers and resizing those as well. Then I'll isolate the travel layer. Then I'll turn on the photo layers. And I'll just start dragging and dropping each photo onto the different letters. Then I'll drag that layer to above the word travel and rename that layer, and then apply the clipping mask. Then reposition it till I'm satisfied. Then I'll apply a mask and go over to the pen tool and choose the color black because black erases from the mask. And then just drag over that area that I don't want to show in the letter A. And then come down to my next layer and drag that one above the other photo. Rename that and then reposition it. Apply the clipping mask and then just reposition that, add the mask. And this time we're not using the pen tool, we're using the selection tool, the rectangular selection tool, making a selection and then hitting the invert selection and then the delete that selection. And then we just keep doing that with each image. So I'm just renaming this image, resizing it, drag that up and move that above the other two images, apply the clipping mask, and then just reposition that. I didn't need to add a mask on that last one. So now I'm just going to start repositioning each image. I'm just going to rename this layer, and then I'll go ahead and rename all the layers and just move them to approximately where I want them to be in the final collage. Next, I'll turn on each of my text images. I'm going to start with the Thailand and move that one over and reposition it. I'll grab my next text image Now my next text image, and reposition that one. And now the friendship text image. And now I'm just going to do the last text image. I want to change the color of the culture text image, so I come up here to add a solid color layer, and then with my eyedropper tool I'm just going to sample a color from this image and then click OK, and then come over to that layer, right click, and apply clipping mask, and you can see that it just changed the color of that one image. Then I duplicate that because I want to use the same color, click and drag it to above the word friendship, and apply the clipping mask. Now I'll repeat the same process for the word Thailand, adding my solid color layer, sampling the blue, click OK, and then right click, apply the clipping mask. Now I'll apply a border effect on the word travel, so just click that FX symbol, click border, choose your color, and then I'm going to change the size just to 1, and then my opacity, I'll bring that down. That looks good. Click OK. Now I'm going to save the image, and I'm going to airdrop it to my iPhone so that I can add a template, or an effect rather, to the image once I open the app. Here we go. So I've got my image. I'm going to click Effects and choose Look. And then I'm just going to scroll through the different effects here. I think I'll pick this last one. Yeah, this is the one. Then I'll click the check mark, and I'll click the download button, and it says your photo was saved. So I'm going to export it now back to my computer. And I'm just going to open my Finder and drop that photo into my layers here. So just a quick before and after, and now we'll make some more changes. Now I'll come up to my very top image and add a mask, and I want to add black behind the friendship text. So I'm making a rectangular selection, and then also the culture text here, just make a selection. So both of those are selected, and I'm just clicking delete selection, and then coming up here, going to the very bottom layer, and then adding a solid color layer. And I'm going to change that to black, click OK, and see how it filled it in. And then I'm going to click Command D to cancel that selection. It's easy to change the colors. If we want to change it, we just come down here and click the eyedropper tool and change it to whatever color we want. And if we decide to go back to the original, we can just right click on that mask and disable it, and it goes back to the original white background. Next, I'll add some leaf images. So I opened up my Finder, and I'm just dropping those images onto the top layer. And then I'm just going to resize those and just move those to where I want them to be. So I hope you like this video, and please give it a thumbs up if you do.